in there.
Yeah. So they sand for 2 hours, and all of a sudden, they've been sanding for 30 hours.
I've been sanding for
I think that's pretty much life. You're born, you sand, you die.
That's right. That's the life of a guitar builder. And
almost anything, any kind of, making stuff.
Yeah. I think what's worse, sanding wood or sanding like Bondo? Because to be fair, you sand a lot of sealer, which it's not Bondo, but it's got some of the same kind of. It's powdery crud that gets everywhere.
I never caught a buzz sanding wood.
Okay. All right.
If you start sanding Bondo a little too early, like you sort of rough shape it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey everybody, it's Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars, and I've got a shop full of guys here who have been attending the inaugural Essential Guitar Building Workshop class, and what we're doing this week is we're focusing on necks, and I want to talk to you about. Before we get too much further down the path here, all of our live streams are ad-free, so you can watch them. You don't have to get ads for insurance or from Pfizer or something like that. But we do have some people that help us out, and I want to thank the good people at Stuart McDonald. And we've been using a bunch of Stuart McDonald tools, and I think these would make great. You can't have mine because they're dusty, but these would make stocking stuffers. Look at this, Chris. It's a StewMac. It's a neck profiling gauge. This one's for a 54 Les Paul. It's got different neck contours and stuff. And then this would be a great stocking stuffer. Whoever gets it would be like, oh, great.
Or sanding.
This is a radius block. This one's 7 1/4. We use these this week. But let me tell you, used in conjunction with Steve at Maximum Guitar Works, his template set. This is a fret slotting gauge. This is a steel one. Template. Yeah. This is a steel one from StewMac. And when you buy yours, I don't know if you can see, but yours won't come with these holes in it. I put these holes in it so that they would index off of Steve's template sets. And what we do, and the guys will tell you about this in the video here, is we actually would bolt. We would attach the necks to these templates after the fretboards were glued on, and we would slot the necks when they were ready to go. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
I've seen you do it.
Let's take a super chat from our good friend Doug, who says, "Pay taxes, sand, and die." Yep, that's pretty much it, Doug. So anyway, Chris, what do you think about you've been helping with this a little bit, but you've also been here the whole time. So
it's a good class. I haven't been helping a whole lot.
Let me ask you this: when you say good class, you mean the guys are cool, or the information is cool?
Yeah, both.
Okay,
yeah. But I'm also not trying to get in the way. So if you need a little bit of I came in and supervised.
Yeah, you did.
I totally supervised. Supervised bandsaw ing,
which is always
helpful.
Days
ago. Yeah. So we had 2 bandsaws going, and you watched one guy and I watched the other. Nobody lost a finger. And then I helped out a little bit today with some neck shaping. But other than that,
it was great. It was great to have you here as
observing.
I really could use a little bit of help, but
as a buffer. Yeah.
Sir David Dangerous sent us a super chat and says ad free is for me, and that Brian made him do it. Hey, we haven't seen Brian for a while.
Yeah.
No donuts. Yeah. No Brian. Fortunately, Larry brought us donuts, so that was good. Larry picked up the slack.
He did.
I got one more question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever thought, I want to smell like the shop?
You mean when I don't smell like the shop?
Yeah, like when you get home and you're like, I wish my house smelled just like the shop. So now
that's why I'm here today. It's because my home does not smell like the shop.
So this is a brand new thing. Joy just got these done. She branded the tops of these. You know what these are? These are, you can smell just like Uncle Matt. Doesn't that smell exactly like me? Like a perfumier, woodier.
Yep.
Yeah, hold it right. If you hold it right up next to me, you can't tell the difference. So these are the new Texas Toast candles. And let me tell you what they smell like. Woody, amber, vanilla, leather, and musk. So it's got the Guitar Builder's musk.
So it smells like a guy named Woody,
guy
named Amber,
a lady named Amber,
yeah, girl named Leather,
Tuscadero,
who else?
Vanilla. That's your stripper name.
Yeah.
And musk, yeah. Musk. Guys, these actually smell really good. You know how people ask me like what my favorite holiday is, and I always say Christmas because Joy keeps the house smelling good, and it's Jesus's birthday. So yeah. Anyway, okay. So if you want one of these, send me an email because they're $25. We'll ship them to you. You can come get it at the shop. If you have a lady in your life, looking at you, Jay. She might be like, "Oh, I want to get me one of the." You know what? I love those candles. I got to get me one of them because whenever I hear the Jay's listening to us on YouTube. I'm sure she's like, "Oh, not these dopes again." So yeah, so she might want to smell the shop when it actually doesn't smell anything like the shop. It smells good.
Yeah. So I was watching the Flintstones Christmas episode. What were they celebrating?
Yeah, I don't know. It was definitely before the common era. So anyhow, send me an email because I don't think Joy said these are up on the website, but I couldn't find the thing. So everyone's going to want one.
They are on the website.
Are they? Where?
I think they're under merch.
Merch?
Yeah.
If I went to merch and it just took me to the Teespring page.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe Joy will.
It might actually have its own header. Might be under Texas Toasted Candle.
Oh, maybe.
I've seen it.
Okay. Anyway, so that's coming up, and that's coming up. So, but Chris, this is the first essential guitar building class. You're actually doing an inaugural guitar building class starting Thursday.
Yes.
What's that going to be like? Tell us about that.
It is practice paint class.
Okay.
We're going to attempt to whittle down some essential paint things.
Okay.
In the course of 2.5 days.
So
Doc Sultan and I are going to
Doc's basically put
our heads together and come up with something.
Okay. So Doc's going to basically come and take the class, and you guys are going to figure out what we can offer in a limited amount of time and give you guys some essential tools.
Yep. 2 things I can guarantee. Sanding.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's going to take us to lunch every day.
Up.
I don't know. I just made that up.
Okay.
The first one for sure. Lots and lots of sanding.
Okay.
And sealing, and then more sanding.
Well, I would like to get the guys who are.
Yeah, let me get out of the way.
So I mean, we talked about Larry brought us donuts, and actually he bought a candle. He had to run home. Larry lives in Colorado Springs, which is with the no traffic. What, about an hour?
Yeah, hour 20, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
And no traffic.
Sure.
Okay. But he had to go and do some. He had a couple things he had to do because he has to go back to work tomorrow. So
there were a bunch of stuff from Home Depot and they haven't picked it up.
Yeah.
Home Depot said you need to pick it up.
Come get your stuff, Larry.
Send it back.
But it was great to have Larry here, and Larry's been here before.
Yes.
And I asked him, if he had a good time, and he said yes.
Good.
And so it was great to have Larry here, but he had to run. But we do have 4 more people who were here for the last 3 days building next. I want to get them up here and show you guys what they've been working on.
Who wants to come up?
Oh, they're like this. They're like, oh, I know, I'll go next. So yeah. So what we did in the workshop, guys, is we all built a couple of necks, and in fact, the workshop continues tomorrow. And we're going to build a 3rd neck. But so the first one that we built was what I have been calling the practice neck. And if you can, I don't know if you can see it, but the practice neck, come pull up a chair here. The practice neck is a poplar neck blank with I forget what kind of rosewood this is, fretboard. And we did just about everything to the practice neck that we did to the real necks that we made out of maple and another kind of rosewood. And Ron is going to tell us a little bit about some of the things that you did, right?
Sure.
So so I have been saying all along, the practice neck was the greatest invention in Texas toast history. That might be a stretch, but what did you think?
Oh, it's absolutely essential because there's going to be mistakes made.
Yeah.
And if one's a practice neck and the other one's kind of a production neck, for lack of a better word.
Oh, yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
I definitely made mistakes on the practice neck that I didn't make on the production neck.
Okay, so that's the best possible outcome, right? So like Larry was saying, the practice neck, I didn't feel like I couldn't ruin it because it's not going to be a neck. So I'm like, oh, the downside to that is, what if you breeze through it, you're not really concerned, and then you go to the real neck, and oh, now I'm a little bit more cautious or something. You think that was I don't think that happened to anybody.
I don't think I experienced that. I have a kind of a thing with being a perfectionist, so even on the practice neck, I was trying my hardest.
Well, so let's. So what did first of all, Ron? Who are you, and where are you from, and what do you do when you're not building guitars? I forgot to ask you that.
My name is Ron Cox. I'm from New Hampshire. I've been there about 4 years, and I until recently worked in tech for decades.
Okay.
And I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know if I'm retired or if I'm just taking a break from work or what. We'll see.
You'd mentioned that you had been retired and then came out of retirement.
I did do that. Yeah. I don't know if my wife loves me to refer to it as having been retired. But,
okay.
So I left the job kind of early 2021. Thought I'd take about a 6-month break to learn to build guitars.
Cool.
And I did that. I worked on learning to build the bodies and all.
You went to some acoustic workshops?
I did go to an acoustic building workshop, yeah. And watched a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of your videos, of course.
Thank you so much.
And learned how to build the bodies. And the 6 months came and went, and I wasn't ready to go back to work.
Okay.
So my 6-month break turned into a 3-year break.
Nice.
So by the end, I was starting to refer to myself as retired.
Okay. All right. Now I see.
And then I got bored and lonely.
Okay.
And decided I should go back to work. So I took a position back in April of this year. And I lasted about 6 months.
Because you were like, no.
I'm kind of over it. Yeah. So,
okay.
So we'll see.
Well, so now you're going to be a guitar builder, and you're well on your way. I mean, obviously you've done some stuff before you got here, but well, so what did you think of both the practice neck? This was the one I did. You did one exactly like it. And now and this is the neck I built along with the class, and you built one mostly like it, a different headstock, but yeah. What did you think, sir?
This class, I couldn't have been more excited when I first found out you were having this class.
Cool. Okay.
Because there's a lot to building a guitar. There's a lot of different skill sets involved. There's the woodworking, the electronics, the finish work, the painting. And so there's a lot of different skills to develop. And the two things that I don't have the skill for, or I didn't before I came to this class.
Okay.
One was building the necks, and the other is the finish work.
Okay.
So I feel like this is really critical. And in an electric guitar, probably true for an acoustic largely too, but all the playability is in the neck.
Yeah.
And so it's a skill set I have to have. I've been purchasing necks and pairing them with the bodies I build. And that's been okay, but I want to do the whole thing.
One of the things that you asked me early on was, how many times have you taught this class? And I said, well, this one never, but all of the things that we are doing, if you've been to one of our early workshops 4 or 5 years ago, you probably shaped your own neck, but we didn't get to deep dive into it like you guys did. So you built 2 necks in the last 3 days, and you literally did everything. I said, here's a pile of wood, and we did everything. So like day 1, we routed for the truss rods, and how many times did you use the pin routers?
Didn't use them at all.
Never. Yeah, that's the thing. People are like, well, what if I go home and I don't have all this stuff you got? I don't have a pin router. Well, good question. What do you do, right? So I thought, let's try to do a workshop where it's tools that you're going to need some tools, but stuff that you could go to a home center and just get.
Yeah, and that was actually one of my concerns. I didn't get around to asking about it before I came to the class. But I was a little concerned about that. Are we going to use any special tools? Because I know you're really fond of the pin router.
I am.
and so much so that you have 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you use the deadhead sander, which I also don't have.
Mhm.
And I have looked for those online, and basically I don't know if you can even buy them.
I don't, I wrote out a thing that I'm going to give you guys a copy of as soon as I go through and fix all the typos. And there's some talk about the deadhead sander, and you can't just buy one. So like the one that they have at Fender and the ones that they've had at Gibson and all the other guitar companies, those are all shop built tools. So it's a fairly specialized guitar building. I suppose if you were making wooden spokes for wagons, that would be a great tool to have. But
I can definitely see why you like that tool. It's really effective.
Well, I did show you guys how to use it, but for the most part, I mean, you guys were using the old school rasps and Surform planes.
Yeah, I was really pleased with that because everything we did here, I can do at home, and I have a fair number of power tools as it is, and I feel like everything we did in the past 3 days, I can do it at home.
Now you're staying with us for the next 3 days, which is level 2, and we're going to be building a third neck that is going to be like a set neck guitar neck. We're going to use mahogany and rosewood. We're going to bind it. It's going to have an angled headstock. I don't know. It's going to be like you'd find on like a Gibson or Paul Reed Smith or something. So, what was one of your favorite bits about the last 3 days, and what are you most looking forward to for the next 3 days? Ooh, that's a good. We haven't been able to ask that question before.
Yes.
I think my favorite part of these first 3 days here for this first class, probably the neck shaping that we did today.
Okay.
Because that was the biggest mystery to me, how to do that. The other things, making the truss rod channel, we use the router table for that. We use the bandsaw a fair bit. We use the router table quite a bit too. The drill press, these are all common tools. But using those tools, I really can't carve the neck profile. So that was the part that was the thing I most wanted to get out of this class.
All right, cool.
And I feel like I did.
So is it fair to say then that you're most looking forward to carving another neck by hand out of mahogany?
Yeah, but I'm also really interested in the tilted headstock and the binding.
All right, cool.
I've done a little binding before, but it's a pretty weak skill set for me.
Okay,
and
it's going to be.
I've never bound the neck before.
All right, cool.
So
well, excellent. I'm looking forward to it too. This has been a great opportunity for me too to kind of nerd out and talk a lot about like really deep dive. It's a lot of work to make 2 necks in 3 days if you don't have somebody else do some of it for you. So as you can now attest.
I also really enjoyed chatting with you and Chris.
Okay, good. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Far out, man. Well, I'm looking forward to 3 more days, sir. Okay. Well, let's get somebody else up here, and we'll get we'll jump in. Let's see what's going on in the comment section. Ooh, Dave's Hot Chicken sounds like a good idea from Dastardly Dave. Butch Landry wants a candle that smells like sealer. Looks like Dan is here. Dave is here. Lefty's here. Joy's in the comment section. Daryl's here. Glorified G and Butch Landry says, how do you think pace of the class did? Do you have plenty of time? That's a great question, Butch. Jacob, what do you think? Do you think we ran out of time? Okay. He wanted to know, did we run out of time? Do we have enough time to do it?
Yeah, we have enough time.
Barely, right?
Yeah.
There was a couple of times where it got.
Yeah, we could have done it faster. We were taking our time on a lot of things.
Plus, I was just rambling on and talking and talking and talking. Yeah. Okay. Well, to my left, your right is Jacob, who has been bothering me to teach him to build guitars for about 2 months now.
Probably
3 months, maybe. How are you doing, sir? And what do you think? So you are skipping school to be here. They don't call it that anymore, right?
I call it that.
Okay. I call it that. So you have it figured out that you are going to be able to get credit for well, your dad said, no shop anymore at school, so you wanted to take a shop class. So yeah, okay. Well, so how are you?
Good.
Did you have fun this week? Okay. Okay, good. What do you have in your hands there?
My necks.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the one in your right hand.
It's really messed up.
Well, don't you think that okay, so that's your practice neck, right?
Yep.
And when Chris and I had talked about doing this workshop, and specifically the practice neck, he said, I want people to make a bunch of mistakes on the practice necks. I want them to go too far. I want them to do sand through. And you really stepped up to the plate. You did it exactly right. So here, what happened here was, so show that in the camera. So you went and you burned through to the truss rod channel.
Yeah.
And
so it's really thin.
now here's the thing. How would you know how far to go before you burn into the truss rod channel if you didn't burn through to the truss rod channel one time?
The scales. The like shaper things.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, you could measure, but what I'm getting at is sometimes you don't know how close to the edge you can get until you fall off. And if you have a practice one, you know how close you can get, right? So okay, so what else did we do on this bad dude?
Well,
you fretted most of it?
Wait, where is it?
No. What about all the good stuff that you did?
The headstock's really cool.
I know that headstock's rad. I made a custom headstock for you there. Yeah, here. Let's get it in the. So yeah, I custom made the headstock logo and design for you. It's reminiscent of the Parker Fly, I think, kind of. So but we fretted part of the neck, and you bashed some frets in with a hammer, and you pressed some frets in with the fret press. You glued some frets in, you didn't glue some frets in. And one of the things that we're going to do in the next 3 days, as you know, is we're going to
pull out all the frets.
Pull out all the frets on the practice. That's right. It's kind of a dumb sounding thing, but we're going to do it. And it'll give you an opportunity to do something that, like, when I went to guitar building school, there was talk of how you would do it, but it wasn't really like, okay, now do it. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frets that you're going to pull out, and you're going to put new frets in there, and you'll get an opportunity to see what that's like. You also were able to use this amazing tool on this neck, were you not?
I was. Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I did not like that one.
Did not like that one at all. Okay, tell me something that you did like.
I liked measuring everything because on the practice neck I could just like really half-ass measure it. It was really fun.
Okay, and then on your actual neck you were able to whole ass everything.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
And I got to use all the like templates and stuff.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of that?
I like the templates. Yeah.
Speaking of templates, I noticed that we don't have side dots in this neck yet, and in this neck, I know for a fact you did side dots by eye. And this one we used the template.
Yep.
And I wanted you guys to do that. What did you think? What'd you think there? It's not hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much kind of even-ish.
I think they look great.
Yeah.
They look terrific, man.
Here is like a lot.
Yeah, but so what? Yeah. You don't ever play there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, what are you most looking forward to in the next 3 days, young sir?
Fun.
Okay. Oh, it is.
Yeah, and then inlays if we do them.
Okay. How are we going to do that, Chris? Chris is okay. All right. Well, maybe we can at least put dots or something. We can do some of that stuff. Okay. All right. Well, is there anyone we should say hey to in YouTube land?
No.
Nobody in your age bracket watches YouTube anymore. They watch TikTok or something that I don't know about because I'm old.
Yeah.
I know. No, I know. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, it's true. Okay. All right. Well, sir, I'm looking forward to having you here the rest of the next 3 days, and we'll do angled headstocks, and we're going to do a bunch of fun stuff.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, let's get somebody else up here, and we'll talk more to them while they're getting up. I'm going to talk in the comment section here. RVA Guitar says building necks is better than school any day. Lefty says they didn't teach much in school anymore, so LOL. Measure once, cut 3 times. Yep, that's way better than the alternative. Hi, Jay.
Hey,
how are you, sir?
great, thanks.
What do you got in your? What do you got there?
I have the practice neck and the final neck, and actually, with your help on yours and Chris's help on the final neck, I think it's going to come out okay. I was a little worried about it,
I think it's going to be. I think actually the practice neck is great. What are you talking about?
The practice neck turned out great. I'm the other way around. I made almost no mistakes on the practice neck, and then I was like, uh-oh.
Where did you make a mistake on the regular? Neck?
Well, I was trying to do the Challenger heel, and
that's okay. It looks great.
Yeah, it came out. I got a lot of help.
Yeah, well, we can massage some of those. I see something on one side, but yeah, it's no sweat.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the result. And the rosewood is just beautiful, stunning.
Ain't it cool?
Yeah.
Well, so what? Okay, so we did a handful. Actually, we put a 22 fret.
Yeah.
On your so one of the things about the practice neck, this happened a lot. Hey, what would happen if we did this? I don't know. Let's do it and find out. And so the practice neck was a great tool for that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. No, it was really good. It was really good. It was stress-free learning, and
okay.
And I have no experience with this at all. So
you said to me today that you were really excited to shape the neck for the first time.
I was, and it was fun, and like everybody in here, I've watched a lot of YouTubes of people doing it, but to see you do it, show us how, go through the process firsthand, and I really enjoyed that, and I always saw myself doing necks that way. Although now that I've done it, I realize there's some work to it.
So on the practice neck, we did literally everything by hand.
Yeah.
On the regular neck, we cheated a little bit. We used the router table and we did the round over bit. And then obviously you can combine those two techniques, right? And
I think that worked well. And that's what I really love about this class is that, I have a fair amount of tools, although really very few dedicated, luthier tools. And, so I was just very interested in the process. I wanted to see how your shop was set up. This is something I've been talking about doing for a long time. So this gives me an opportunity to kind of really wrap my head around the way this might go if I try to do it. And I'm not looking at starting a business. I'm just looking at building guitars for my grandkids and stuff like that.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
So, but it's really cool. Very exciting.
What was one of your favorite things that we did in the last 3 days?
I thought about this when you asked Ron, and I just, all of it was so good for me to just get a handle on what to worry about and what not to worry about. And so it was just the common sense practicality of it was the best.
Okay.
That's not just the overall thing. Like even, you remember we were cutting frets. I was like, how deep do you go?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
Deep enough.
Deep,
Yeah.
So, what to worry about, what not to worry about, what to sweat bullets over, and what to go, oh, that's going to work itself out. So
Ron was asking me, you guys were doing necks, and I'm like, we need to stop doing necks. You guys have a half hour to go, a half hour to finish up. And Ron said, do you have any tips to make it go a little faster? And like a jerk, I'm like, yeah, do it faster and harder. Yeah, work harder and work faster. But and I wasn't trying to be a goof, but it's true. So it's like some of it is like just you got to know when to really push and know when to pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
And some of that you could only get by doing a couple times, and like this tool, how much material does it take off, and how much can I really wrench on it, and so. I have my friend Jim came and built necks with me one time, and he's like, we'd been doing it for a while, and he goes, well, yeah, you have any, or he said, how's this? And I'm like, well, it needs more work. Well, what does it need? I'm like, well, Jim, how long have you had a guitar? Since 1975. Does this feel like that? No, make it feel more like that. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Okay. And it's some of it is like you just kind of got to get in and do it, and that's what the practice neck was a great thing.
I will say, and I'll say like I said, I'm sweating over details that don't matter, but then and then you guys are showing me stuff that I can't even see that really does matter. That I'm not looking for the feels and there's a bump here, there's a that kind of stuff, and so. I was telling Chris earlier, it's like the first time you tune a guitar, it's like, is that good enough?
Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. Then you play the chord, and it's terrible. And so you got to really get those notes just right. So this is kind of the same way. You got to know where to really look. So
sometimes just doing it a few times is really all you need to get your kind of wits about you and know when to hold them and know when to fold them. if you will. So what about the next 3 days? What are you looking forward to doing there?
I understand, the Les Paul neck is kind of a different animal, and we're going to do it by hand. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And just in continuing to kind of learn the process and hone the skills, and yuck it up with you guys. It's
Okay.
it's been
Man.
fun. You guys are a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think what you'll find with the Les Paul neck is it's almost exactly the same stuff, just different shaped neck. And a handful of little things that are out of sequence, but for the most part, and that's something I'm very proud of, is that you'll be able to, if you can do this, you'll be able to do the Les Paul neck. That we're not going to be doing a practice Les Paul neck because you already did 2 practice necks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Really looking forward to it.
cool, man.
All right.
Well, I'm looking forward to having you here for another 3 days. So
Thank you.
we've got Ray, who's going to come up and hang out with us for a little bit, and then we're going to go home and eat dinner. And Pete is here. And hi, Pete. So, guys, if you are interested in coming out to one of the essential guitar building workshops, there's going to be more coming up in 2025. This was the first one because we wanted to do something that I think people would really enjoy. And Ray has been telling me all week that building necks is something that you've been looking forward to doing. And this was something that has been kind of on, I don't know, just something that you're like, oh, right on. This is now a thing I can do. So hi, Ray. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for hanging out with us for the last 3 days.
Appreciate it.
What? Where are you coming from? Oh, by the way, Jay's from Austin. He drove up with his wife, right? You drove, right, Jay? Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, Ray.
No problem. So I'm a native of Colorado, lived in Boulder a lot, and I'm now in Crestone in the Western Slope.
Okay.
And yeah, I was really excited when this specific course was offered. And I'd bought a bunch of materials and a bunch of templates and put them on a shelf and looked at them for 6 months.
Okay. Sometimes just kidding. So you told me that this tool was one of your favorite things.
That was the highlight of the workshop.
So this is a dowel sizer. And I wanted to have this up here when Ray was up because Steve's templates that we use all throughout the workshop have alignment pins, and there are drill bushings that show you where the alignment pins go. And this tool is very precise. Steve's templates are very precise, but
Dowels are not.
dowels ain't. So if you have some of Steve's templates and you don't have one of these and you're like, gosh, these dowels are way too big, get one of these.
This is much better than sanding them.
Oh yeah, sanding them. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you did in the last couple of days.
The practice neck.
Mhm.
One of the things I was excited about was fretting because it's kind of the mystique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
getting it right and not having.
And I'm looking forward to the next neck and do a better job on frets.
Well, I think it doesn't look like you did a bad job on frets. Now, some of these necks, you guys might be looking and going, what's all that schmear stuff on there? This is just CA glue that we haven't gotten to the part yet where we show you how to scrape the CA glue off. That's coming up. And CA glue is a terrific tool, and we use it a bunch. So you've got, this is your maple neck. This looks great, man. I mean, I think that you did a terrific job. Like the area where the headstock turns into the neck here looks terrific. The heel looks great. And as you know, Ray, if you get this part here, this band where the heel becomes the neck, and this part where the headstock becomes the neck, if you get those right, connecting all the stuff in the middle that's fairly easy. Yep. This is the hard part, and this is the hard part, and then you just connect them, and you did a great job with that. Looks and feels and is going to play like a real neck. So, and you're going to hang out with us for the next 3 days. We're going to do Gibson style necks. What are you looking forward to most on that? You think more frets and
just taking what I've learned so far and taking that to the next level.
Cool.
And the thing that I've appreciated most about this is the way you have staged it and sequenced it.
Okay.
The starting and I think I said this the first day, that the way you've got it set up at each stage, you have an experience of success,
Okay.
which is incredible.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
So the way that you have taken the skills that you have and then sequenced them, and also the fact that you guys really track the space and you show us how to do it. We get to do it. You don't take it away from us. Anytime you need to step in or there's something that I really appreciated, the vigilance on safety.
Okay, good. That's an important thing to me and my insurance company too.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've always prided ourselves on is we make something with you guys, so we don't test it. You know, we don't demo it on your thing because then you don't get to do it. You know,
Right.
so that's yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. So you're going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's supposed to get cold tomorrow. That's no hill for a climber, right? I mean if you're used to it being cold in Colorado, that ain't no thing. So anyway, well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and thank you to Ray and Ron and Jacob and Jay and Larry, who had to leave early. But thanks to everybody who's been to the Essential Workshop. And I'm looking forward to 3 more days. And in maybe Wednesday, we'll show you guys what we did then. And until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast, reminding you that if you want to smell better than the shop, here's the candle that Joyce got. And if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what we do. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.